All right, hello everyone, how are you today? It's Kay. So this is the 16th of February 2022 and this is on Wednesday. So yeah, how are you everyone? Good to see you again. So for myself today, I have no trades because markets were ranging as per Ichimoku, Inko higher time frames, and also after the news in Canada and US. We have some movement in the markets. So yeah, as usual, I will cover some of the Forex pairs today and also gold. And as per requests, I will cover some other pairs and markets as well. So let's get started right now. Let me switch the screen. Okay. All right, and yeah, just a quick disclaimer as usual. The content is all based on my own experience knowledge. So when you take trades, please do at your own risk. And also, since this is live stream, please, if you can follow the rules and guidelines, that would be great. You can see the link on the chat for the guidelines. Okay, so yeah, let's see what's happening right now. Sorry, something's wrong with my throat. This is not like a cough or a sore throat, but I think I ate something spicy, and that's why maybe. But well, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm so healthy right now. I'm full of energy. So yeah, no worries at all. So yeah, let me say hi to everyone quickly and start the live right now. So let's see, David, Jalash, good to see you. Thank you for joining, Carvin. And Dirk, Anis, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. And Victor, thank you for joining from Amsterdam. All right, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Emeka and M, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. Okay, and Simple Relaxation, good to see you too. And Payson, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. James, Albert, Agobula, thank you for joining as well. Paul, Melanie, thank you for joining. Good to see you. And thank you for the timestamp as always, Melanie. Good to see you again. Okay, and Eugene, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. All right, Roger and Chike, good to see you too. Okay, so now so first, let's review what happened in the market by the news, because we had the big news just earlier. So first, let's review the news for today. So we have FOMC at 7 p.m. UTC, and most likely I will be away from the charts because I have no trades and no trends. So simply I stay away in this condition because the market gets very tricky. So that's my rule, at least. If you are a scalper, maybe the strategy might be different. But for me, I prefer to follow trends and trail along the way. And I found that that's the most time efficient way to make profits over time. So in this kind of condition, I simply stay away. But if you are trading USD or some related pairs, then you better set the break even before the FOMC, so that make sure you don't lose any money with that. So yeah, we just had the retail sales in the US. Hold on, let me refresh the page. See the numbers, actual. Okay, so looks like retail sales in the US was positive. So in theory, the USD is bold right now, and in theory, gold is going down. And JPY is also going down also. That's in theory, but we'll check later with the charts and also the string chart. And CAD, in Canada, there was a CPI report, Consumer Price Index, and the report was positive actually too. The previous was previous was negative 0.1. Consensus was 0.6, but it's actually 0.9, the report. So Canadian dollars are also both right now. So that's in theory, but this is what you see in numbers. But we have to also consider about the market sentiment, because unless the market, how the market reacts by these news, sometimes even if you see these positive outcomes on these country currency, sometimes the currency will be sold if it's still negative to the market. So that's why I don't trade by the news. It's very unpredictable. So technically, I don't trade by the news. But yeah, in theory, USD should be bought and CAD should be bought right now. So let's check. Let's go. Let me go to the strength chart. Oh, by the way, the website that I'm using for the news is fxstreet.com. fxstreet.com, and I use the calendar here. And now I'm moving on to currency strength chart. All right, thank you for joining, everyone. Again, good to see you too. All right, Chris, thank you for joining from Hong Kong. Good to see you too. All right, and Simple, you're welcome. You're welcome. Good to see you again. All right, Melanie, thank you so much for the comment. Yeah, on my way, good to see you too. All right, Homan, good to see you too. Thank you for joining. So here is the strength chart just right now. It refreshes every 5 minutes. So technically, this is like 5-minute strengths. So last 5 minutes, what happened was CAD went up before, but now it's sold right now. It's going down. And JPY is going up and USD sideways. So it looks like in terms of the news in the US, even if it was positive, USD is not so much bought. But CAD, the market right now, the strength chart says this is bearish. So CAD is going down right now. And the reason was because you can see one of the news here, CPI, Consumer Price Index core, yearly is actually negative than consensus. Consensus was 4.6. So an actual report was 4.3. So technically, this is better than previous because previous was 4%, but this was worse than consensus. So it looks like, as a result, it looks like the market was watching and expecting the better result than consensus. But actually, the outcome was negative. So that's why CAD is going down. But once again, unless the news releases like this, we never know how the market will react. So every time I say, if you're trading these pairs, then make sure to put the stop loss before the news. And if you're not trading, then simply stay away and come back to charts. So yeah, continuously looking at some other currency. So CAD is purple and it's going down right now in the short term, and AUD is also going down. Okay, and light blue JPY is currently going up, and Swiss franc is also going up, and New Zealand euro are going down, and USD is sideways. US dollar is sideways. Okay, so with that in mind, let's check some real charts. So usually after the news, I just want to see the impact, how these news affected the market. I see the strength chart also, and then I check the charts so that it makes easier for me to see charts and analyze with Ichimoku. So now let me switch to trading view. Okay, so here is the trading view, and hold on, let me delete these ones because these are from yesterday's live stream as per request. But yeah, since CAD is moving very much, let's check the CAD pairs first. It's going down right now. So CADJPY, let me check. Okay, CADJPY in a daily basis, this is range. As I have been mentioning before, Kumo's flat, Kijun-sen flat, Chikou span touching. So at a glance, it's range. So simply this, I don't trade on the daily. And also, I usually check the forward chart too to see if there's a trend also. But in the forward chart, this is also flat ranging because Kumo's flat and very thin Kumo, very small, tiny Kumo. Just like a newborn baby Kumo, this is very tiny. And also, Kijun Sen is flat, completely flat, and market is going back to Kumo now, and Chikou span is touching still. It's kind of breaking bearish, but in this situation, I don't call this as a breakout. The breakout should be, clearly below the candles, but I would say that this is still too close to candles, and in the next couple of candles, it might touch as it ranges. So as the market goes range like this, Chikou span will touch again. So I would say that this is range in the forward chart too. So simply I stay away in this case. But since there was a news, let me check the lower time frames too. So let me check 1 hour. If I see 1 hour downtrend, then sometimes I follow. So let me check. Okay, 1 hour says the market retraced back to Kijun Sen now. And it is breaking Kijun Sen. So usually it's said that the market retraced back to Kijun Sen and bounce and goes up, or breaks Kijun Sen and return to Kijun Sen as Kijun Sen remains flat when it's bearish, and then reject it and go down this way. So the market basically goes through up and down through the Kijun Sen, and Kijun Sen is a mid price for the last 26 candles. And right now it is breaking. Let me enlarge the chart in case you're accessing from mobile. If I enlarge the chart like this, then you can clearly see that the Kijun Sen, the market is breaking Kijun Sen bearish. So this is 1 hour, and it takes another 48 minutes to close. So that's why I say it's breaking, and I don't say it's broke, because it hasn't broke yet. If you wait for the candle close, then this might become pin bar. As the market goes up for the next 48 minutes, the close might be on the same level or might be above the start open price, and it might turn to bullish candle with a long wick pointing downwards. And if the market sees it, this one, then afterwards it could go up still. But if the market closes below Kijun Sen, then most likely it will be range or it will be bearish. So that's why we have to wait for the candlestick close when you see this kind of breakout. This is happening in 1 hour, so in this case I wait for 1 hour. If this happens in forward chart, then I wait for the forward chart. If this happens in the daily chart, then I wait for the daily closure of the market. So yeah, it is going backwards, and Chikou span is also retracing back to candles. So once it reaches and goes into candles, then that will be a complete range. Yeah, Senko span B is up. Senko span B is still up, so this shows that this is still uptrend in the long term. But in the short to mid term, it might retrace still and continuously goes up. But if you see, when you start to see Senko span B goes flat in the future in 1 hour chart, then you really better stay away. Okay. All right, good to see you, Tantao. Thank you for joining from Turda. Good to see you. Okay, let me see. Anis says, hello, Kay, can we tell a difference between only a pullback and complete reverse by using Ichimoku? Difference between pullback and complete reverse. So that would be a Sanyaku Gyakuten signal or Sanyaku Koten signal. So Kumo breakout or Sanyaku Koten signal is the reverse from bearish to bullish. That's a sign. Yeah, so as the market turns, let's see. Let me see if I can find a good example of that one. Or maybe here is a good example. When the market turns like this, hold on, let me refresh the bar. So when the market starts to turn bearish, then first it breaks Tenkan-sen. Always it breaks Tenkan-sen and then breaks Kijun-sen. Well, in some special cases, it might be different, but usually the 90% of the time, first, as the market retraces after the trend, first it breaks Tenkan-sen and then breaks Kijun-sen. And afterwards, what might happen is either Chikou span touch happens or Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen dead cross happens. So in terms of Ichimoku trend identification, as long as Tenkan-sen is above Kijun-sen, it's too bullish. So even if you see the breakout of Kijun-sen, this market is still bullish as per Ichimoku. So from here, it could go up still. And when the market ends the uptrend is when the market either when the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen dead cross happens or Chikou span touch. So if I just move the candles one by one, okay, so so now you see after 3 hours, now you see Chikou span touch. So this is one of the signs that the market is now in the range. But from here, it could bounce. Chikou span could be supported by the candles and goes up. And the reason is because still Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen are bullish. Tenkan-sen above Kijun-sen. But it's about to dead cross. So let me just move one by one a little bit more. So Chikou span has been tracing and it is breaking bearish. So now, hold on, let me just move one more. Okay, so now you see Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen dead cross. If I just zoom in like this, you can clearly see that Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen dead cross. And this is the sign of the end of the uptrend. Basically, in the short to mid-term, this is the end of uptrend, but it doesn't mean that the market will go down afterwards. This only shows that this is the end of the market. So from here, it could be range, it could be retracing, or it could be uptrend still. And we can't really tell. And this is when you better stop trading, because this is afterwards, this is where people start to lose money. Because market goes into range, and some frustration might be happening among the traders, and you might fail a trace. So, and now Chikou span is dead crossing the candles. So, and afterwards, what can happen is that the market breaks Kumo. Okay, so in this case, Chikou span has been tracing the candles. So, as long as it traces, the market will go up in this way. But once you see the clear Chikou span breakout, once you see the clear Chikou span comes below candles, then most likely the market breaks Kumo. So the order is very, very important. First, you will see Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen dead cross, and this is a potential reverse, but not quite. It might go up still. Let me just move a little bit more. Okay, Chikou span is still close to candles, so it may go up still. Okay, so still supported by the Kumo and goes up. Okay, so you see how Chikou span has been tracing the previous candles as the market has been supported by the Kumo in this example. And then let's see. So Chikou span still tracing. So this is still bullish. In the short term, it's bullish still. Tenkan-sen is now turning up, so this is bullish in the short term. But in the long to mid term, it's flat. You see Kumo is up now. You see this Kumo part is up, but this is bearish Kumo. Not the bullish Kumo, this is bearish Kumo, and it is moving up. And sometimes you see this kind of move, where the Senko span B is up and Senko span A is up also in the bearish Kumo. But this is fake. From here, it could go down still. So let's see. I just move one by one. Oh, so there was a big spike and it broke the Kumo bearish very, very strong. Yeah, so like in this example, when you see that Kumo breakout like this, then this is the end of the uptrend. And also this is a retracement sign, Kumo breakout. And then afterwards, the market most likely will start to be downtrend. So this is like the step-by-step way to capture from uptrend and the end of the trend and reverse range, and then turn to bearish market. So yeah, so always first check the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen dead cross. And then Chikou span breakout happens with the right order, and then Kumo breakout in the third. In this case, this is called Sanyaku Gyakuten signal. Sanyaku Gyakuten is for the bullish to bearish. If it's bearish to bullish, it's called Sanyaku Koten signal. Okay, so yeah, let me check some other comments now. All right, Kush, Levinas, Puthika, good to see you. TikTok, thank you for joining as well. Great to see you. I broke even one CADJPY order today, all right? So CADJPY is going down. Let me get to the current market. Yeah, still it's held. So you see, this might be pin bar, but we have to wait for another 39 minutes to close. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, Anis, you're welcome. You're welcome here. All right, Mario, good to see you too. All right. Every single pair buy and sell every day. Oh, that's risk hedge maybe, but you have to pay a lot of spread if you do it. Albert says, a Euro USD 1 hour chart, I want to open a sell position for intraday trade. What do you think about this? All right, let me check Euro USD. So first, as always, I check the daily time frame. So Euro USD daily is completely range, and this is right now doji candle. So there's no clue which way it's going in a daily basis. And so in this case, I have to go down lower time frames. So now I will check the forward chart. And in the forward chart, this one is also ranging. The market is exactly within the Kumo. So simply I stay away. I don't spend time in this market to analyze further. But let me check the 1 hour. Okay, so in 1 hour chart, as per price action, this is bullish in the waves. So it looks like this is bullish right now. And Kumo is bullish, and Kijun-sen flat, Tenkan-sen is bullish, and Chikou span touching. So this is range. This is range. When you see Chikou span touch, this is the sign of the range. So from here, it could go down, up. We can't tell which way it's going. So simply I will stay away. Yeah, I can't really see which way it's going. But in price action, this is bullish. So from here, the market might be supported by the Kijun-sen and continuously goes up. I think it slightly broke the trend line, maybe. Yeah, it slightly broke the trend line. So if you want to buy, you have to wait for the market to go up above the trend line. But this is right now it's not a good timing to buy or sell, in my opinion. It's also breaking the previous resistance. So the previous resistance was observed at this level, 1.1368. We had two previous resistance and support. Okay, one support and two resistances, and it broke bearish. So this is inverse head and shoulders, and this was the neckline. 1.1368 was the neckline, and the market once broke the neckline, but now it's retracing backwards. So it could be range afterwards. Or this part might be fake out and still the market goes up. It could, but I can't tell at this stage which way it goes. Okay, so let me check some other markets now. Let me quickly, so hold on. Based on the strength chart once again. So right now, JPY is going up. So, and Euro is going down. So EURJPY is also going down. So let me check. And AUDJPY is also going down. EURJPY first. Okay, in 1 hour it's going down, but yeah, it's range basically in 1 hour. In price action, it's bullish. It has been bullish in the waves, but in terms of Ichimoku, it's flat. So I can't tell which way it's going. And AUDJPY should be retracing back now. Yeah, same situation. The chart looks very similar. It broke Kijun-sen also. Oh, but on this one, AUDJPY, one thing is that the market clearly broke the Kijun-sen in 1 hour. And now new candlesticks forming in 1 hour chart. So yeah, the market could retrace back to Kumo in this case. But it may take time. It may take time. It may take maybe 1 day or yeah, 1 day. Yeah, it may take 1 day to reach back to Kumo. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, I have many comments now, so let me check some other comments. Thank you for joining, everyone, once again. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. So let's see. Gail says gold today is very tricky. Oh yeah, I will check gold also. It was uptrending, so I was looking for the buying edge a couple of days ago, but now it's going into range after the big news here. Since 15th February, 6 a.m. UTC, the market retraced all the way back and now it's range. So yeah, we can't really tell which way it is going. The market was supported at 1851.0 level, which was the round number, 1851. So the market was supported 3 times, once and twice, and this part was a bit overshooting, but it was also supported by the Kumo and still uptrending. So unless the market breaks Kumo bearish, I would say that this is too bullish. But now I don't trade. Yeah, because this is range. So in the long term, we can't really tell which way it's going. So most likely I wait for the breakout of the resistance around 1879.71 and start to look for the buy chance. Okay, M says 49.9k subscribers, very close to 50. Oh yeah, so about to do the special live stream. So yeah, thanks to everybody's support and participations. Now my YouTube channel subscribers becoming 50k. So yeah, I will do another special and long live stream. It could be up to like 5 hours, 6 hours, and within that I will take trades, and we can see charts together and take trades together and learn together in that way. All right, Bashar, good to see you. And Chris, thank you for joining as well. Let's see, he says, do you think Ichimoku Cloud is effective in 15 and lower? It works, still it works. I mean, technically speaking, you know, all the technical analysis, all the technical indicators work on any time frames. But for me, I don't use Ichimoku in 15.5. And this is actually based on my own backtesting result. If I use Ichimoku in 5.15, the performance gets a bit lower as compared to my favorite indicators like Bollinger Bands, stochastics. And that's one of the reasons why I don't use Ichimoku. And also, lower time frames sometimes has very spiky market. Like when there's a big news, like today, the market spikes up and down. And as you may already know, Ichimoku is taking the high and low for the 9 for Tenkan-sen, for the 26 for Kijun-sen, for 52, 51 for Senko Span B. So, and when there's a big spike, it actually affects these, especially Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen angles. And sometimes it goes completely flat after this big spike, or the Kumo becomes very thin, or you will see Kumo breakouts many times, and they appear as a fake breakouts. So when I see these patterns, I decided not to use Ichimoku anymore on the lower time frames. And that's why right now I only use Ichimoku based on 30-minute chart and above higher time frames only. But yeah, so that's my opinion about Ichimoku in lower time frames. Let's see, TikTok says, I have one question about Kijun-sen retracement strategy. Once retracement to Kijun-sen case in the forward chart, daily chart breaks Kijun-sen, do we need to wait for Kijun-sen? Do we need to wait for forward chart, the daily chart candle close to follow the 1 hour trend? Yeah, you better wait for the close. Otherwise, it could retrace still retrace. Yeah, so candlestick close is very, very important. And I didn't realize the importance of candle close until I became profitable. So, and my success rate got much, much better when I can patiently wait for the candle close without jumping into market. So, because sometimes you see close can be fake, and as a result, there's a wick, and you might get caught by these wicks. So, yeah, I think waiting for candle close is, I think, one of the very important keys to success. Looks like gold is going up and about to break the Kumo. Chikou span is now above candle, so that's good. Currently, the market is bullish. But once again, Kumo's flat. Kijun-sen is now up. But this is, within the Kumo now still. So for me, I still stay away. But if you want to follow the very short-term uptrend, this might be a good buying point after the Kumo breakout in 1 hour. Okay, let's see. Joseph says, hi Kay, what do you think about pound JPY in forward time frame? Okay, let me check. Okay, GBP JPY in the forward chart. Okay, so this is also ranging. Kumo completely flat, and Kijun-sen has been flat too. And Chikou span is also touching. But this is bullish to me. It's bullish. And that is because since the 14th, the market has been moving up on the bullish waves. And also Chikou span tracing. Like we saw just earlier on the backtest, Chikou span has been tracing the previous candles now. And what you can see here is that this day was bullish. And considering the fact that the Chikou span has been tracing, I would say that the market is bullish. So it could still go up afterwards. But you need to have a good risk management, and stop loss, exit timing should be very precise if you want to trade in this kind of a situation, because overall it's still ranging. You can maybe take less risk per trade and see how it goes. I won't go for the regular risk in this kind of a situation if I trade. John Harris says, would you say it is easy to identify Ichimoku when Senko span B flat and move on the next pair? Senko span B and Kijun-sen, you have to also look at the Kijun-sen angle. And if they are flat, then you can just move on to other pair. But only with that Senko span B, you can't really decide whether the market is ranging or not. Yeah, Albert, you're welcome. Kush says, market seems to be ranging in the long term according to Ichimoku. Yeah, that's true. But once again, it depends on which time frame you look at. If you see daily chart, it's all ranging. But in 1 hour chart, you might see some uptrend, downtrends. And then you can take the 1 hour to follow on that day. It says, if cross happens inside Kumo, is it considered a strong signal? Not really, not really. Yeah, so gold is now, in the short term, it's uptrending. Let me check gold again. Yeah, and going back to 1 hour. Yeah, gold is about to break the Kumo. But we have FOMC at 7 p.m. in UTC. So to be safer, I prefer to stay away in this condition. M says gold daily chart is also in Y wave. Yeah, let me check. Daily chart. Gold is, yeah, I would say that, yeah, this is Y wave. Yeah, it's the Y wave. So I was capturing this P wave in the weekly or monthly basis. It was the P wave and it broke. It broke the P wave bullish. However, yesterday, the market retraced all the way, and that's why I don't trade yet. Most likely, I wait for the breakout of 1879.41 and start to look for the buy chance. Okay, Vixen says, GBP NZD please. All right, let me check. Pound NZD. Okay, so let's see. Pound NZD in the daily chart is right now still bullish, The market is above Kumo, above Kijun Sen, and it's on the Tenkan Sen, and Chikou span above candle, so this is bullish. So it could break the resistance at 2.0535 and continuously goes up this way. But once the market retraces back and breaks Kijun Sen, then you better stay away. I was actually talking about this pair yesterday, live stream, and we were discussing the Kijun Sen angle and when Kijun Sen return bullish, and we can actually predict exactly which date the Kijun Sen will turn bullish, and Senko Span A, as a result, will also turn bullish. And in that, when you see that, that's when the market has more buyers and sellers in the range market. So from there, it could break bullish. So when exactly the Kijun Sen and Senko Span A turns bullish will be 26 candles later. So now Kijun Sen is taking the low from 13th January. And if Kijun Sen start to take the low from the 14th January, because the low gets a bit higher, as a result, Kijun Sen will be higher. And since Senko Span A is taking the mid price of Tenkan Sen Kijun Sen, Senko Span A also gets higher. So Kijun Sen and Kumo will be turned bullish in 2 days, clearly speaking. So within the 2 days, I recommend to stay away because it may retrace still back to Kijun Sen. So 2 days would be, yeah, so this is, yeah, a Wednesday. So you better come back to chart on Friday and start to look for the buying edge. Zebra says, if the market is fractal, does the Senko Span BA Kijun Sen still resistance and support in lower time frames like 15? Yeah, so yes, like that it works, but because it gives many fake breakouts, fake bounce by Ichimoku, I don't personally use it. All right, Victor, you're welcome, and Chris, you're welcome too. Yeah, let's see. Push says, K, you are the only person on YouTube with the best Bollinger Bands tutorial. I have watched many tutorials on Bollinger Bands and they never work. I expect yours. Oh, thank you for the comment. Thank you for the comment. Yeah, Bollinger Bands is my favorite indicator. I have been using Bollinger Bands for years now. And yeah, I found many powerful strategies about the Bollinger Bands. Not only squeeze and expansion of the Bollinger Bands, but also, how to capture retracement, and 20 SMA bounce also happens, and deviation 1 bounce also happens, which is called band walking. So yeah, Bollinger Bands is very powerful if you master that strategy. And I use Bollinger Bands only in the 5 and 15 minute time frames, because it kind of cancels the noise in the market. And stochastics too. My stochastic settings is also a 30-10-10, which is I think kind of something special. I found this setting. Percent K30, percent D10, slowing smooth is 10 is my stochastic setting, and it works very well in the lower time frames, 5 or 15 minute time frames. If you see the overall crosses, whenever you see dead cross, it goes down, gold cross, it goes up in the very short term. So sometimes, of course, nothing is 100%. So sometimes it gives you some fake crosses. But when I follow the trend directions in higher time frames, this setting 30-10-10 stochastics works the best. It's the best. So because this 30-10-10 is very slow. It's slower than regular settings. So I was switching, among many settings like 5-3-3, 10-7-7, and yeah, I was switching around and back testing, and I found 30-10-10 is the best for the lower time frame to cancel the noise. So Bollinger Bands and stochastics canceling the noise, and that's why I use them in the lower time frames. But it works also in higher time frames too. However, in higher time frames, I prefer Ichimoku, because Ichimoku can give me more information, and I have the original books of Ichimoku, and I have studied it for the last, I don't know, maybe 6 years or so far. So it is my favorite, and that's why I use it. So I think each trader has to have the favorite indicator, favorite strategy to use, depending on which time frame you trade. And don't forget to practice on the price action and candlestick patterns also. Okay, let me check some other comments now. John Harris says, support resistance lines are always the highest and lowest closing candles, correct? Yes. So you have to include the wicks also when you draw the support and resistance lines. All right, Sunny, thank you for joining as well. Great to see you. Happy to see you again. Welcome back here. Eugene says, if close is important, then can close be used for support resistance line as well, using Chikou, for example? Yeah, you can use Chikou span to draw support resistance. Yeah, and it works too. But I prefer to draw the lines on the wicks. Yeah, but it works also on the support resistance by Chikou span by the candle close too. Yeah. Albert says, by the way, I really loved the scenery on your background, the changing color. Oh, behind the violin? Yeah, it's changing the color now. Oh, you mean the glass, through the glass, outside. So yeah, this window, the cleaning guys came today, and my living room was cleaned, outside of the window cleaned yesterday. So now you can see a very clear and nice view here. Looks like there are some events going on, and I can hear some noise from downstairs. So yeah, let me check some other comments now. Let's see. Farid says, do you have any open positions? No, I don't. Right now, I have no positions. So for me, I am not an aggressive trader. I am not an active trader in terms of number of trades. So I only take 10 trades or 15 trades. Max will be maybe 20 trades per month. And yeah, that's it. But still, I can generate 10% returns per monthly basis in average. So that's my style. But if you ask me to trade more, then I can. I can do that. And I might be able to make more profits. But I don't do it because a 10% return is enough for me. And also, I want to enjoy my life with my spare time. I want to spend time with my family and friends. And I want to read books. I want to go outside and see some other events. And I just want to simply enjoy life. And that's why I'm not really an aggressive trader. But if you ask me to trade by using my strategy, I think that will be up to like 50 trades per monthly basis. And that is a result of my backtest. So I'm taking actually 1/5 of the chance, 1/5 of the opportunity with my strategy and taking trades every month. You know, sometimes I don't feel like trading. Sometimes I don't feel like seeing charts. And so I check charts every day. I monitor, I check charts. But even if I see confirmations to trade, I sometimes don't. I simply sometimes don't trade and see how it goes afterwards. Yeah, that's, I think, a good practice to be against with the FOMO mindset. Like even if you see an entry chance, try not to trade. Try, you know, not taking trades and see how you feel. When you feel relaxed still, then that means you don't have FOMO. And sometimes I do that. Okay, so let me check some other charts now. Let's see. What other interesting market right now? JPY was going up. So let me check USD-JPY. Okay, so USD-JPY has been ranging. This is ascending P wave. So I expect the market breaks bullish, but not yet. Not yet. So I have to let it go. Maybe after FOMC or at the FOMC, the market might break resistance 116.34, but we will see. And let's see. Let me check some other charts. Well, basically, I have already screened the pairs before the live stream starts, and I saw no trends in the daily chart. So yeah, this is not really a good market to trade. Okay, pound is looking good now. I think it's bullish. Okay, maybe not. JPY is maybe bearish. Yeah, looks like in the daily time frame there is no trend. P wave or Y wave or ascending P wave are observed on almost all the pairs on the daily chart. So this is when I stay away. Oh, and also I know some of you are trading cryptos, so let me just in case check the Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin daily chart, I am expecting the market breaks Kumo. So today is bearish, but still this is at the top of the range, and that's why it's going backwards. But this is also ascending P wave. If you see the highs are at the same level, but the lows getting higher. So this is ascending P wave. So yeah, most likely it breaks bullish. And personally, I don't trade Bitcoins and I don't trade any cryptos. So this is just my idea. But yeah, this is bullish still. Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, gold cross. And Chikou span breakout happens now. So if you see Kumo breakout, the market could continuously go up in this direction. M says, what do you think of people who trade with clean charts, no indicators? I see mostly famous traders do that. Have you tried, and what's your opinion? Oh, yes, I agree. Yes, I used to trade with the candlesticks only. I didn't use Ichimoku. I didn't use the lines, and I was only trading by candlesticks. And even the colors of candlesticks, I made all white and did it. So if I personally check charts, analyze charts, then I prefer to have all the candles white. But because of the live stream purpose, I turn to blue on the bearish candles. But technically, I prefer to have all the white candles like this. And I used to trade like this way. And then I added Ichimoku. And Ichimoku made much more sense to me. Before, I was using Ichimoku, studying Ichimoku without having a lot of knowledge of the price action, and it didn't really work. But after mastering the price action and candlestick patterns, then it works. So yes, I agree. You can just do it. You can draw lines. You can draw the trend line, support line, resistance line, and only by the candlesticks, still you can trade. In terms of candlesticks, this is bullish. This is inverse head and shoulders. If you start to see charts, just like you see the picture, then you will start to win. So inverse head and shoulders, and this is neckline. 44562 is neckline. So once it breaks, it goes bullish also. So in price action, I also see this bullish. Or it may retrace back to the trend line and goes up too. So that will be the scenario. And this part is also the Kumo breakout. Also the Kumo breakout, Kumo breakout in the day time frame. So that adds extra confirmation for its bullishness. HPashar says, EURAUD in the forward chart is in the P wave. Down or up? Let me check. EURAUD. In the forward chart, let me see. Yeah, in the forward chart, it is P wave, but this is bearish. So most likely it breaks bearish. I'm waiting for the breakout of 1.5836. This is called descending P wave. You can see the market is ranging, but as a market psychology, thinking about the buyers and sellers in the P wave, the buyers buys market and the market goes up, and the sellers sell the market and the market goes down. So from here, counting from here, the buyers come in and the market goes up, and sellers come in and the market goes down. And buyers come here and the market goes up, and seller comes here and it goes down. But if you see the seller's sentiment, it gets lower. So yes, buyers come here and sellers come here, but the buying pressure, you can see that buying pressure is more stronger than sellers in this case. The buying pressure is weaker than sellers' pressure. The sellers are getting stronger and buyers getting weaker. Sorry, I was going backwards. So, sellers' sentiment is getting stronger and buyers' sentiment is at the same level. So you see, and this is the theory of the descending P wave. The market does not go to the previous high, but it actually gets lower, and that means sellers are winning the market, and buyers are still there, but sellers winning. And what happens to buyers? These buyers, since this candlestick has been putting the stop losses most likely below the support. Below the support, they have the stop loss, or simply when the market breaks the support, then they give up and fix the loss. So this is the mechanism of the breakout. And so yeah, to me, this is bearish, and most likely breaks bearish. You can actually tell which way the market breaks by Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen locations too. Simply, this is actually much simpler, but simply when Tenkan-sen is below Kijun-sen, most likely the P wave will be broken bearish. If Tenkan-sen above Kijun-sen, most likely the P wave will be broken bullish. You can actually tell from the Ichimoku lines also. Liang says, in the daily time frame, the markets can be ranging. In the 1 hour time frame, the market can be uptrend, downtrend. So why don't you follow the trend in 1 hour? Because the retracement is quicker than the daily chart, and that's why I don't trade 1 hour. Yeah, but I do. Sometimes I do. I lower the risk per trade and I trade in 1 hour. But yeah, the trend lasts shorter than the daily time frame, and that's another reason why I prefer not to follow 1 hour so much. John Harris says, when I trade on the M5 chart, I typically wait for the second candle close for the confirmation. Yeah, that's good too. That's good too. Yeah, you can wait for another candlestick and get the entry. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, my stochastics is 30-10-10 and my Bollinger Bands setting is 20 SMA with a deviation 1, 2. Othman says, sir, can you explain why the dollar did not go up while the news were positive? That's because the market sees the dollar is not really strong by the news. So I have to read some articles and news websites to be able to answer that question. But yeah, the fact is that the USD was not so much bought after the news in the retail sales today. So yeah, basically that's what our market sees and thinks about the news. Vixen, you're welcome, and Mahadeo, you're welcome too. Okay, Howard says, please help me check DXY. All right, let me check. Okay, it's dropping minus 0.1. But let me check the daily. Okay, daily chart is still ranging, so no trend right now. We can't really say which way it's going. So simply it's range. And let's see, weekly is still bullish. Market is above the Kijun-sen, Chikou span above candle, so this is still bullish. But now it's just ranging. In price action, it's also ranging too. This is P wave. It's P wave, and Tenkan-sen is currently below Kijun-sen. At this rate, it breaks bearish. Yeah. Okay, so I am about to end the live in about a couple minutes. But before that, let me check some other comments now. Okay, Nam, thank you for joining. And Michelle, sorry, good to see you too. Thank you for joining as well. Michael, see you here. M says, do you connect your trading view to your broker? No, I don't. I don't. I only trade by MT5. Trading view is only for the analysis for me. Common says, Dear K, Euro AUD forward chart. Yeah, Euro AUD is currently, ranging as per daily chart. But in 1 hour chart, this is descending P wave. So my view is bearish. I can see that there are more sellers than buyers, and most likely it breaks bearish. It's my Euro AUD analysis. Agbola says Euro pound looks good for sell. All right. Let's see. Kuhin says, Hi K, I found the best concept of Ichimoku by your lectures. Oh, glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Yeah, so it's been my honor to be able to do this every day on my YouTube and to share my knowledge about Ichimoku and my strategies. Because, I am a full-time Forex trader, and I started to do YouTube to my friends, actually, to explain my strategies to my friends, and that was a very small start community, but now it's growing up to 50K almost. So big thanks to everyone who supports my channel. And so okay, so now I guess I will be ending the live. So yeah, I will talk about more when I do the special live stream about how I started the YouTube and why I do this, and all these stories. So I think that would be fun. Okay, Carbon Fibonacci says, can you explain Sakata Goho in English? Sure. Sakata Goho I use. Yes. It's a basic candlestick patterns. 5 candlestick patterns. All right. Albatross, thank you for the comment. Thank you for being a big fan for me. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, I do see many other comments, but unfortunately I have to go. So I will end the live for now. But thank you so much, everyone, once again. And I will see you on the next one. So until then, please stay healthy and stay safe and stay gold and watch out FOMC. All right? Bye for now. Mata ne.